I was watching this woman's video where she listed a bunch of male celebrities who at one point had a wife and a child, and now they're in a brand new relationship with somebody much younger. And she was saying how from time to time she'll think about the women that they left to be with these new younger women, and she thinks about like how it must have felt to be them in that situation. And I'm going through the comment section as per usual, you know how we do, and there was the comments that say, y'all don't know these people, and she had the crying emoji, and then there was another comment of a woman saying, people break up, like what are we talking about? And, I just want to say, number one, it is possible to be concerned and to care about people that you don't know. And that doesn't mean that you have a parasocial relationship. It's how we are able to care about people in war torn countries that we have never met, and we're able to give to their charities and talk about important issues like that. It's how normal human beings might see a child about to walk into traffic and our instincts kick in and we want to help that child not do that. It's how we might see a woman being verbally assaulted or physically assaulted in public, and most of us normal people are going to want to take action to help her. We don't know these people, but because we're human and we have empathy, we're going to want to help them. So it is quite normal to care and worry about people that you don't know, and it's not some weird Stan like toxic parasocial relationship that people try to make it out to be sometimes. Secondly, for everybody who's like, you don't know what happens behind closed doors. First of all, shut the fuck up. And next of all, sometimes we don't necessarily have to know the ins and outs because there's a trend. There is a pattern of behavior with males that some of us have experienced, or we know someone who has experienced this, or we've seen this happen time and time again. So we recognize this pattern happening yet again. And very rarely are we wrong in those particular assumptions. Also, yes, people totally break up all the time. Understand that, totally agree with you there. But again, to my last point, sometimes we recognize what certain things look like, and sometimes it could very well be projecting. But how often have we heard of the story of the man who has a wife and kids at home and then he leaves his wife and kids to move on with a new woman? It's a story that a lot of us are very familiar with in some way. And while, yes, women are totally capable and do this, how often have we heard the story of a woman who abandoned her family to go off with, somebody 20 to 30 years younger? Again, it happens. You don't have to be like, but my mom did it. Okay, Karen. You have to understand what's common, what's the norm, what's a pattern. So sometimes you don't have to know the person personally. Sometimes it's not the fact that it's common. People break up, people get divorced. Sometimes we've heard this story time and time again and we know what it looks like. So we're safe in assuming that that's exactly what it is. And I don't have to know someone personally to care about their well-being, because I'm a human and I have a heart and I have emotions and I have empathy and I just care about people.